Don't let a single one get away.
You've seen the World of Light Nuzlocke, done by a couple of different creators, such as Choctopus and Alpharad. Well, this is not that run, but it is going to be a very different take on it. So, you may be familiar with the concept of the Smashdown game mode, where upon completing a round of fights, you are no longer able to pick any of the previously used characters. So that's what I'm intending to do with this run that I am calling the World of Light Smashdown. Basically, that means that as I unlock different characters, I can only use the characters available to me once before that limit resets to take on any available fight. And that is going to be probably a very difficult undertaking, but it's not like if I lose a fight or two, I'm going to be the worse for the wear. That being said, I do have to win a fight with that character in order to make them unavailable until the entire roster resets, and that will help things move along a little bit faster from what I'm hoping at the very least. Additionally, because we are trying to do a very different challenge, I'm adding the caveat that I need to take on every single fight, every single spirit in the board, at least within World of Light. We're not going to really bother with any of the DLC spirit fights, because those are independent from the World of Light run. But that kind of gives you an idea of what we're looking for. So we're looking for 100% completion, rotating through the available roster of characters, and, well, overall, it's going to be quite the challenge. I will be playing this on hard difficulty, and I do need to preface this with the fact that I am not the greatest Smash Brothers player, but I think that this will also be a good opportunity for me to improve a little bit as well. So let's go ahead and jump in to the first little bit of the World of Light Smashdown. So you already know what the first little bit of this looks like. It's Kirby, so of course we have to use Kirby for the first couple of fights, but as soon as we have access to Mario, that's where the nature of this challenge really takes on a different meaning. So we've got ourselves Smoky Progg here, and I am starting on a new save file, so you'll notice that the only spirit that I have are a couple of bonus spirits that were allotted upon starting this up. So you'll even see that the only other partner spirit I have is Eevee, and I can't use that because, well, the primary spirit that I have isn't strong enough to support Eevee, and I don't think that there's going to be anything that we can do in there either. And as always with World of Light, you only have access to, well, Kirby to start off with until you gain an additional 10 fighters, which you will then be allotted the ability to use the DLC characters. So I will be using DLC characters in this run because I think that it'll make things a little bit more entertaining. But let's go ahead and jump into the Smoky Progg fight and see how it goes. So the Smoky Progg fight honestly shouldn't be that difficult, but I am a little bit rusty as it's been a little bit since I have played around with Smash, and not just Smash, but in World of Light to any facet or degree. So let's see how this goes for us. So let's see if we can get him out of that, and I think that that last hit off of the forward air is going to do it for us. So just like that, the first spirit fight is down. And now Smoky Progg allows us to use a Unira as well. So now we're on to the Yoshi fight. I do have the Unira on, or I guess it's the Eevee spirit fight. And the Unira should hopefully help us a little bit. And I genuinely forgot that Eevee spawns in this fight. And play lame, win games is sometimes the name of the strategy that you need to to use here. So let's just hit that Yoshi as he tries to roll around me and move on to the next spot. And I think this is the last real fight that we have before the Mario ads is added to our roster. So this is going to be interesting. The Celeste fight against Jigglypuff, who favors down specials. And maybe we can even get a 0 to death off of this Jigglypuff here. Because she's certainly playing quite defensive. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, that's how we're going to finish that out, I guess. At least rest doesn't kill at 0. I mean, that would just be a very broken mechanic, and people would fish for it all day long. Alright, so here's the fight against Mario, which is really where this challenge takes hold. So let's go ahead and jump into the fight, because there's not really a whole lot more I can equip to this round of combat here. And here we go. And that's really my first ever experience with edge guarding, really. But it did pay off to some degree, because Mario went down relatively easily. And I think that was a 0 to death for us, so not bad. So this is where this really takes hold, is because I just used Kirby. That means that for this next fight, I need to switch over to Mario. And, well, not really looking forward to that, but here we go. And, again, if the items aren't doing it for you, then you've just got to kind of switch things up. So we eventually got through that, which now technically means that our roster has reset. And it's very clear that Mario is not my strongest character, but we're going to have to get better at using him, as well as a lot of the other members of this cast. So we have Villager, Sheik, and Marth, and based off of damage output, I think Marth is going to be our best option here. That's who I think we'll move with, but let's at least have a look at our party, because this is going to give us a better strength matchup here. And let's throw Mario in again. We can switch over to Kirby if we need to, because he's available to us. That will just mean that we will need to then win a fight with Marth and Mario before using Kirby again. Maybe I should start using a couple of up smashes to hit this Marth here. Read the roll from the ledge, and up smash connected on it, so that means we have Marth available for our use as well. So now we need to use Kirby and Marth before we can use any of them again. So you get the general gist of it. I should also be paying a little bit more attention to these fights here. So we have increased specials, reinforcements that show up, and side specials favored. I don't know if that's Zelda and Richter. If it is Richter, it's going to be quite annoying. Alright, Richter, you've got to stop that. And this is not going super well, but just like that, you can turn the tide of a fight if they decide to stack up right on top of each other. So, nice to have a new primary spirit in the mix as well. Let's walk our way down this way, and I think I'm going to take on a couple of these, especially head up and get this chest. So, let's check into the Rayan fight. Super armor but moves slower, timed stamina battle, enemy loves to taunt. I think we should be in a pretty decent spot to throw Marth into this fight. No, I said Marth. Okay, I didn't like that fight. I got very low on it, wasn't really talking a whole lot. But we got through it, and now our character's reset, so that's good. I think we can throw Marth into this fight. Kind of get him out of the way, as I'm not the best with him. And I'd like to be able to conserve him for, or conserve my other characters for fights that I know that I'm going to have a harder time with. Especially if I can get the sweet spot on some of these hits. Because when they said that these guys prefer their neutral special, they weren't kidding. And I'm doing okay as long as I stay underneath them, I think. Alright, I think that might have been a tipper, but I'm not certain. But that was certainly a tipper on that up air, so maybe I am starting to pick up Marth a little bit more, or understand him at least a little bit better. Okay, Pac-Man, Time Battle, Enemy Favors Neutral Specials. Let's switch up our party here. Let's try Mario. I'm not overly optimistic for what this fight's going to look like, but we'll find out. Ooh. At least those Pac-Man were decently weak. So, yeah, so that was a bit of a rough run. Not terrible, all things considered. Actually, let's actually have a look at our skill tree. Because I think... So we have our double Final Smash over here. We have our fast FS meter over here. And I think it's better to go for fast FS meter and then go for double Final Smash, just because then when you have a fast FS meter, you can get to having two of them faster. Not enough to grab this breaking ability just yet, but neutral attack up is going to be fairly handy to have. Ooh, nice little jump behind Bayonetta to get her out of there. And that definitely will help us a little bit. Gravity suit. So we have jumping power decreased. But I don't think that I want to throw Kirby into this fight, because I'd like to hold on to him for a moment or two. Let's actually head into this one with Mario. Alright, things aren't going super great, but I think we should still be able to finish this fight off. As I, go for a risky off-stage play there. Let's rack up a little more damage onto Samus here. Magnet hands back to the ledge there. And just as Samus rolls in, we were able to get that forward smash, so that's kind of nice. And now we have Lava Resist, which is going to be necessary for the fight that's right up above us here. Before that, let's move in on this Master fight here, because maybe it'll be useful to have. We have slippery platforms and reinforcements joining. But let's go ahead and switch over to Marth for this fight, I think. And just like that, we should be able to get that with an up tilt and finish off this fight. So, got a Master Spirit. I don't think that there's anything that I want to leave with him, or I don't really know that I'll want to make use of that just yet. But we'll have to see. Let's switch over to Kirby, because he's the last one we have in our rotation right now, and then we want to make sure that we equip some Lava Resist as well. And with that down smash, that was not quite enough. But that one should be. If at first you don't succeed, try the same move again. Sometimes. So we have a Rabbit Kong and we have a Master Belch. I think we're going to go with the Rabbit Kong fight. And let's switch over. Let's switch back to Marth. That's fun enough, right? And he teched off the ledge there. But that one did it for us, so I guess the adage from last time is holding up at least to some degree. And let's get ourselves a Pac-Man. We've just got to switch off of Marth and over to, I think, Mario. Now, I think I'm better with Pac-Man than I am with Marth and Mario, but I don't think he's better than my Kirby. Well, let's see if that does it. I don't think it will, because... that's not the world's strongest smash attack, but maybe the fire bar will? It will. And now Pac-Man's in our rotation as well, which means that I have Kirby and Pac-Man available right now. So we've unlocked a new section of the map, or a mini-boss section, which I don't know if this is a mini-boss that I want to go into until I've accrued some more characters that I feel a little more comfortable with, because that's where Gallium is. And he kind of scares me, just a little bit. So we'll definitely want to pick up some other characters before we head in that way. Speaking of characters, I think there's one back here. So we have Master Belch, and we'll want to switch out Mario. I think Kirby is going to be our best bet for this fight. And if I'm not mistaken, I think that this fight... okay, so it's sticky. It's not the poison one. And reduced defense. I think we're fine with the current lineup. There are reasons that I don't like Wario. But let's see if we can get in a little bit closer to him. And I suppose that works in terms of getting rid of him and getting on past this fight. So now I've got to make my way over to, I believe this is Olimar. And the Iridescent Beetle, times stamina, enemy tends to avoid conflict. The character that I have available to use is Pac-Man. So this could be an interesting fight, especially where this character is a bit more timid. And he's down, so I guess there's that. So at least we were able to make some use of having Pac-Man here. I'm a little rusty with him as I am with most of these characters. Since we have a magician that'll help us grow these mushrooms, we can get out to Olimar here. And at least it's a new character to add to our availability. And Marth did pretty well in the last fight that we had against an Olimar opponent, so let's throw him into this fight as well. And I guess he was done fighting, because he just kind of lowered himself off the edge, or maybe he was depressed because I took out all of his Pikmin. Either way, he's done, and we have Olimar to our usable roster now, which Don't know just how useful he's going to be, but we're going to have to figure him out, because I have very limited experiences playing with Olimar to any degree. Speaking of skill spears, though, we should have a decent amount to at least get us breaking and thrown item increase. So now we've just got to hoard and hold on to our points for a bit until we have the fast meter. So let's give Olimar a taste of the action here against this fight and try and figure him out in one of the easier fights we have. And I think that's going to be the strategy, is using characters that I genuinely understand nothing about. In the fights where I can figure things out a little bit more about them. But let's see if we can use these items before Jigglypuff has a chance to. And I guess that worked. Use the gimmick with the characters you don't understand. I mean, all things considered, that's a win. We have an enemy favoring dash attacks with a lot of different Wario. So, we've used Olimar, we've used Marth, we now have the other three. And I think Pac-Man's going to be a decent option here against these Warios, but we'll find out. Let's see if we can maybe get some fire hydrant trajectory on there, and it's sure enough we can. So that's enough for these Wario fights as well. 3-star battle, timed, enemy becomes more powerful after eating. So let's bring Kirby into this one, because I think that's going to be our best bet with the currently available roster. Alright, this is why I will never play a Pikmin game. I'm not going to tell you how long I've been here for, but I've been here for way too long. And I've tried switching up my spirit lineup a couple of different times. Oh, and just like that, we're going to pretend that... roll in. Oh my gosh, that was a rough fight in many different ways, but it's over. We have the, I think it's a gravity immunity spirit now, and there's a reason why that one is ranked at a 3-star difficulty. Don Bongo, enemy's giant has reduced move speed. But gradually gets faster. Well, we have one character that we can use for this fight, and that is Mario, so hopefully this one isn't as rough as some of the previous ones have been. And that is the most we take those forward aerial attacks that I have ever unleashed, because man, is that a rough fight with a character that I know little to nothing about. And I guess, you know, just kind of mashing buttons until something happens is good enough when it's a character you don't know how they work. But it's kind of like I said, we got through about what we were expecting to. And this should open up, I believe, the racetrack section. No, it opens up a boat, which I cannot use, because I don't have a pilot. So we'll need to run back over this way and take on Sakura from Fire Emblem. And the enemy heals over time. So that means that we're going to need someone that has a bit more damage output. And I'm going to go with Marth, knowing full well that that might be a bad choice for my personal playstyle. But we'll see. Please tell me you're close enough to the blast zone to have this fight over and done with. And yeah, that was rough. But it gives us poison floor immunity for the next time we need to use that. And that's going to bring us into the forest area, which is where we get access to one of these switches. But it's a very rough fight to get to that, I know. So let's come across this bridge. Ellie, enemy favors neutral specials. I can deal with that. And with a couple of tilts there, we have the fight over and done. And that will make things a lot easier for us moving forward here. Let's run and grab this guy down here so we don't forget about him later. Enemy has increased jump power. So I think between the two characters we have left to use, Mario and Pac-Man, Mario's going to be our best bet. And that should be it for the little Mac there. Hit him with a thrown object off the stage, and that pushes him out far enough away where he won't come back. Oh, that opens up this bottom section of the map, which I'm not ready for. We will double back down and grab that, but there are some other characters that I definitely need to get my hands on beforehand, like this Donkey Kong and possibly several others, and maybe the DLC characters, if I'm being completely honest here. But let's switch over to Pac-Man for this last fight against the Deku Link here. Or at least the last fight for today. I don't know what hit him, but something did, and that means that we win, I guess. So that's, I think, going to be where we stop today's video off. But thanks for watching. I hope that this is an enjoying premise and that you're here for the rest of the journey that we decide to go on. We'll definitely get some more characters on our roster for next episode, especially this Donkey Kong right here. But hopefully you have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you in the next video. Take care.